Hello kids, how are you all? So wishing you an awesome day ahead. So today we are back with the second video of your English Literatures chapter 4, Two Silly Goats. So I hope you remember the lesson, isn't it? What was the chapter about? The chapter dealt with two silly goats who were proud of themselves, who were selfish and couldn't move or couldn't give way for the other goat. So what happened? The two goats were showing at each other, were attacking each other and died, isn't it? I hope you remember the chapter. So today we are going to have some reading, okay, of the chapter. You need to learn all the words in the lesson. You need to learn to read the words. Understood? So listen to me carefully. Listen to all the words and sentences. Listen to the pronunciation and learn to read. Okay. So what was the name of our lesson? Two silly goats. What was the name? Repeat after me, children. Two silly goats. Now take page 17 in your worksheet. Please take page 17. Point your fingers and run through the lines. Understood? Point your fingers and run through the lines. Once upon a time. Repeat after me loudly. As you are in the class, you have to look at the worksheet and repeat after me. Okay. Once upon a time, there lived two silly goats in a lovely village. Repeat once more. Once upon a time, there lived two silly goats in a lovely village. They looked alike, but they were both very selfish and proud. Each of them thought themselves to be very great. Each of them thought themselves to be very great. Now, next paragraph. A beautiful river flowed. So here you have W, so you have to round your lips. Flowed past the village. Repeat, past the village. There was a bridge. There was a bridge across the river. Across the river. But the bridge was very narrow. Very narrow. It was so narrow that only one person or animal can pass at a time. But it wasn't a problem for people and some other animals. When two people came across the bridge at the same time, one would Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute until the other one crossed over. And then they would cross over. They would cross over safely. All the animals of the village also followed that rule. Now this is page number 17 and 18. So we are beginning with our next paragraph. However, these two silly goats were quite different. Read together, children. Were quite different. Next sentence. One day they came to the opposite ends of the bridge at the same time. Although they saw each other at the opposite ends, they just continued to try to cross. Repeat, children. To try to cross the bridge at the same time. Each in its own pride thought they had the right of way. Read together. They had the right of way. And that the other goat should yield away. Naturally, the silly goats met in the middle of the bridge. And what do you think happened? Children, this particular sentence you have to read at a stretch, and that's how it makes a sense. Okay? So, and what do you think happened? Read. And what do you think happened? Now you can read together, right? And what do you think happened? So, page number 18, next paragraph. Each goat, repeat once more, each goat refused to move. Both of them Both of them stood their ground. What do you mean by stood their ground? See, they were not willing to move from the decision of moving away for the other one. Okay, that is the meaning. They stood by their decision. Okay, they stood strong with their decision of not moving away from the bridge. Okay, they could have just adjusted and move and give away for the other goat, but both of them did not do it. So they stood by their ground, in the sense they were standing strong with their decision of not moving and giving way for the other goat. They stood strong with their decision. That is the meaning of they stood their ground. Understood? Now we'll continue. Neither wanted to take back, nor, do not pronounce the ya too much, it's just nor, make way for the other. Hey you! Just say how I am just saying for you, okay? Hey you! Cried the first goat. Repeat. Cried the first goat. Get out of my way. Repeat. Get out of my way. Don't you see? I'm trying to cross the bridge. So that was the first goat, what the first goat said. Now the second goat. You silly fellow. Repeat. You silly fellow. Who do you think you are talking to? Repeat at a stretch. Repeat together. Who do you think you are talking to? You make way for me. You make way for me. At once. Cried the second one. Second one means second goat. Cried the second one. Repeat. They yelled, means they were talking, they were calling each other loudly. They yelled, they were crying. They yelled and started pushing each other. Repeat. Pushing each other. This is our last and final paragraph. When the two silly goats started pushing and shoving, each other, they got into a big fight. Right on the narrow bridge. They both fell down. Into the river and died. Repeat. And died. So that was our reading portion, children. Please do read at home. And with this we have come to the end of the reading. And in the next video we will be continuing with your exercises. So please keep the worksheet ready for your next video for the same chapter for the next video. So that is all for today. Keep reading and keep reading many times as possible. Do not limit with 3 or 5 times. Read till you get all the words in the chapter thoroughly. Okay. So stay healthy, stay safe and stay happy at home, children. Thanks for watching. Bye.